Chris, I call bullshit on almost everything you have ever said. When was the first call made to you, buddy? Probably at least 5 months ago, maybe? It was quite a while back because Verdant Abyss was still around. I find it funny because you're saying now that you're not upset by any of this, though it's clear that you actually are, but I'll get back to that. Fact is, you were butthurt about it even back then. So we go back about 5 months ago. Maybe it wasn't quite that long ago. Maybe it was a little longer. I don't know. You cared about it so much that you said that you actually researched it and found whole forums on this one person that was calling you, which is total bullshit. You might have found entire lists of people complaining about that specific phone number calling them, but despite the fact that you're supposedly this incredibly tech-savvy, data packet tearing apart motherfucker, you don't even understand that. You actually assumed that if it was coming from the same number, that it was all the same person, which shows how little you actually know. I'm sure you've figured out some of it at least by now, but the fact that you didn't have it figured out then doesn't say much for you, but I'll skip that and get to the point here. You claimed you had some insider working for you or working with you that was giving you all this information, which I called bullshit on you back then when you said it. People were all scared. We're taking our videos down because he's got someone feeding him information. I said, bullshit. And guess what? That's exactly what it was. Because here you are now. You still don't know what the fuck is going on. And then you talked about how you had the vice president of Verizon working with you on this. It's 5 months ago, man. 5 months ago, you had the vice president of Verizon and some insider feeding you information. Now you're pulling the same shit. You know Epic? Epic is my inside man. He's feeding me information now. Yeah, come on. You made up this lie 5 months ago about somebody else. And you never actually mentioned Verdant Abyss by name. You just claimed you had some insider giving you information, and the person that spoke to you asked if it was Verdant Abyss, and you made this comment like, well, could be. Maybe. Well, you were full of shit. You were just saying that. They could have made up a name of somebody that didn't even exist, and you would have given the exact same answer. I know what you're doing. You exposed your own bullshitism. You said to one person, yeah, don't tell anybody that I know that Epic is doing this, or don't tell anybody that Epic is doing this. But then earlier you acknowledged that they were recording it. In other words, you knew they were recording it and were going to repeat it. You just thought you were being clever by telling them not to. What makes it so funny to me is I just saw you on someone else's channel saying, come on, tell me, who's the one that's been calling me? Who is it? So let's think about this. 5 months ago, you had some insider giving you information, right? And the vice president of Verizon. Oh, and supposedly you had some friend that worked for Skype or some shit looking into this. And now Epic, as you call him, was also feeding you information. So you've got multiple people feeding you information, as well as people working for Verizon and working for Skype, plus all of your elite hacking skills and tracking skills and data packet tearing up skills. And you're now begging people, please tell me who's calling me. My God, you're a fucking retard. And you say you don't care about any of this, none of it bothers you. Yet, strange, you were up until almost 3 o'clock in the fucking morning arguing with a bunch of prank callers, most of whom are probably teenagers. So you're like 50 years old up until 3 in the morning, under a sock account no less, pretending to be your ex-veteran nephew, arguing with teenagers until 3 in the morning. I mean, do you, like, get up, to go run your business? Don't you open your store at, like, 8 o'clock or something, and you're up until, like, 3 arguing with a bunch of kids? Furthermore, if you are as successful as you claim to be, and as fulfilled in life as you claim to be, you wouldn't give a fuck about any of that. But you're not fulfilled in life, Chris. You're trying to date women through your fucking YouTube account, you twit. Your channel description, before you changed it because you didn't like being made fun of, it actually started off saying 50 and cool. I assure you, Chris, you are the farthest thing from cool. What's with the inability to pick up women, Chris? Being a successful businessman isn't doing it for you? You've made all this stuff up about how you could find out who was doing it, and yet you're on here at the same time begging to know who's calling you, on top of the fact that you supposedly don't even care. Digressing from that, we have this great video compiler, who isn't you, by the way. Clearly it's your nephew, who just is really, really mad that somebody was messing with you. Damnedest thing that your nephew didn't make an account until right after you saw that a bunch of people had subscribed to you and used your picture. And you even tried to bullshit about that, like it's not just one ex-vet, it's all of these different vets that are now screaming and foaming at the mouth for the blood of prank callers. Their government has screwed them, and now they've found a target upon which they can let out their anger and hatred. Oh, fuck yourself, Chris. Give me a fucking break. And even if it's true, then your vet friends are a bunch of dimwits, too. If they're so mad at the government screwing them, they could band together and use their energy to maybe fight the government that screwed them. But no, we're going to go after people who prank people. I mean, do you even know how stupid you sound? I mean, do you have any idea what a complete fucking moron you sound like? I was actually the one that said that we should get a bunch of people to subscribe to you and change their image, to look like you. I didn't do it to hurt your feelings, and if you didn't care about any of this, it wouldn't have hurt your feelings at all. I did it just because I thought it would be funny. See, truth be told, if I didn't have any subscribers, I had like 3 subscribers, who apparently just liked my little practice commercial, for a boat or whatever. And I log in like a week later, and I have 50 subscribers who all took my picture and altered them in comedic ways. I would laugh my ass off and think it was hilarious. I mean, dude, you're offended because people made you look like the fucking Borg? Oh my god, I am going to cry myself to sleep. I look like something from Star Trek. Come on, man. Grow a fucking pair of balls. Who cares? Don't you have this successful business and God on your side and all, and you're worried about fucking pictures of you? Jesus Christ, man. You also contradicted yourself when you said, well, I can get you in trouble for using my picture, but the terms of service says anything you put on YouTube belongs to YouTube. No shit, it belongs to YouTube, and it's basically public domain. I was the one that said that, and you just admitted I was right after you just got done saying I was wrong. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's a website called Fat Chicks and Party Hats. It's been around for about 8 years, and for about 8 years solid, the person that made the site has been threatened to be sued for using pictures of people. Do you know how many have been successful in 8 years? None. And neither will you. You just reacted like the biggest fucking crybaby on the planet over something so petty. And you were so worked up about it, you had to go make a fake account. Which, by the way, you go around telling people how stupid they are, and you, misspell the most basic words and use the wrong forms. You'll put your, like Y-O-U-R-E, as in you are, instead of your, which is the possessive form. I mean, you just make, basic 3rd and 4th grade mistakes in your writing, and you'll make these mistakes while telling somebody that their writing sucks. I mean, you have no idea what a complete fucking idiot you look like when you do stupid shit like that. You're condemning someone else for not writing correctly, and then what you're saying is riddled with fucking spelling and grammatical mistakes. And you're doing it through a sock account in order to get some sort of petty revenge on people about something you claim to not care about to begin with, all because you're mad that you can't figure out who's calling you, even though you've claimed 4 times to know all these insiders and people working at different companies and having all these high-tech skills at tracking people, and you still haven't been able to figure out how to find out who's calling you. So I'm out of time, but to summarize, everything you've said has been bullshit. Almost everything you've said has been a lie. You care a whole lot. You stay up until 3 in the morning under sock accounts to fight with people, and you're altogether pathetic.